alumni are not only a source of pride, but also a source of inspiration, showing us how knowledge, hard work, and vision can lead to extraordinary careers. Today, we have with us a distinguished panel of alumni who have excelled in industries ranging from technology and power systems to entrepreneurship, research, and international organizations.
To begin the proceedings, I now invite our respected Head of Department, Professor Dr. P.M. Tiwari, sir, to kindly deliver the welcome address.
So thank you, Devanjan, for calling me. And let me read the first line that is important. The truest testament to a teacher's legacy or a university's worth is written in the success and joy of its alumni. So that's the motivating line that inspire us to call this session, that is the Alumni Speaks Campus to Corporate. So good afternoon, everyone. It's my privilege and pleasure to welcome you all to this special session organized in the RDCPAE 2025. That's Alumni Speaks Campus to Corporate. As the head of department, I am delighted to see some of our accomplished alumni return to their alma mater, not just as professional, but as mentor and role model to the next generation. I take this opportunity to warmly welcome and acknowledge our distinguished alumni. Joining in person, Mr. Nitin Sharma, class of 2013, Chief Manager, Samsung Electronics, Gurugram. Please give a big round of applause. Mr. Garvit Goenka, class of 2014, Managing Director, NGG Cables, Ghaziabad. So when I'm taking the name, please give a big round of applause for our alumni. Ms. Cherry Singh, class of 2020, Associate Business Analyst, Optum Noida. And Mr. Yes Kalra, class of 2014, CTO and co-founder, Oro Green Products. Now we have 4 alumni who have joined in online mode. That is Mr. Rahul Shekhawat, class of 2015. He's data scientist, SOTI Canada. So he has joined from Canada. So that's, you can see that how he's motivated to connect with faculty, new generation of the budding engineers. So again, he deserves a big round of applause. Dr. Sheikh Suhail, class of 2016, postdoctoral fellow, IIT Guwahati. He did his master's in the power system from Amity University. Ms. Anupma Sahana, class of 2019. She is currently working as Deputy Manager, Power Grid Corporation of India. Mr. Atul Gupta, class of 2022, Assistant Manager. He is currently working as with Adani Defense and Aerospace. Posting is at Delhi. So these all 8 alumni, worthy alumni, have joined us for this important session. We are truly grateful to each one of you for making time to be with us in this afternoon. Your insights and experiences are invaluable to our students who are preparing to step into its professional world. To our students, this is the message for our students. This is your chance to learn from those who once stood where you are now. Listen carefully, engage sincerely, and let their stories guide you on your own path. Once again, I extend warm welcome to all of our alumni, students, faculty, and guests. Let's make this session meaningful and give a big round of applause to our alumni. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now, may I invite our esteemed Director, ASET, Professor Dr. M.K. Pandey, sir, to address the gathering and share his words of wisdom.
Thank you, and good afternoon to all. Good afternoon. Although it's afternoon sessions are always very difficult to attend, I can understand. So, but yes, if we have in front of us the people like those who are sitting on the dais today, then of course we are very much curious about to know their journey and their success career progression. So that makes us curious about how and how much we can become alert and attentive. So Dr. Tiwari has already given the introduction about each and every alumni, those who has come. And we are really proud of them. We are really proud of every alumni of MIT School of Engineering Technology, MIT University. And there are a lot of things to learn from them. Here, those who are attending, all the students, can I request all of you to have a huge round of applause for us? And along with that, let's devote this evening at least for 1 hour to our alumni. What way? By keeping your mobile phone in front of the table. Do it fast, all of you. Not faculty member, only the students. All the students. Come on, keep your mobile. No, you're not going to see your mobile phone till your alumni will not say. They were your super seniors some few years before, no? Done? This row? All. Good. So now that makes, because, the most important thing for now is to listen, to learn from their experiences. And they can become a best bridge between the students in academia and the industry where they are working right now. They have tasted both the flavors. In terms of MIT University, of course, we all have done this similar things. Few years before, we were also sitting in the class. But I'm talking about the MIT School of Engineering Technology, MIT University, especially. Few years before, maybe 4 years, 5 years before, they also must be attending the classes like you, the sessions like you. But of course, during their time, phone was not that much smart, perhaps. So, but watching only the keypad wala phone, I think there is no fun on that, perhaps. Actually, it's their fault. Samsung and all these things, they brought these smart devices very easily and given to you. So, but yes, of course, since these devices are in front of you, but the people, those who are sitting today, are smarter than, more experienced than, and they can guide you better. And they can understand the mindset of the peers better than anybody else. So, but we are thankful to all of you that you had spared a valuable time, all you and all those who are attending online. We are really thankful to you. And yes, if these type of efforts from our alumni will be there, then of course, MIT School of Engineering and Technology, all the students are going to do wonders in their life. And why not? Because it's our shared responsibility. And shared responsibility towards each one of you and towards every citizen of the country. And now let us learn about how the technology has advanced. What all the skills we need to acquire. And how skilling, reskilling, unskilling will be beneficial for you in your career progression path. Dear students, technology is evolving very fast. If the same session was happening maybe 10 years before, then there was no fun. Because at that time, if an electrical device is staying in the market for maybe 10 to 15 years. But now if you're talking about today, in 2025, where every technology, including the electrical and power grid, all these systems, they are evolving very, very fast. And there are a lot of challenges available. There are a lot of opportunities are available. A lot of fun is available. A lot of chances for new learning technologies is available. So in that, it becomes very, very interesting for all of us now to just listen to them. how they guide you, and how they want you to go into your career progression path. So once again, because today we are here to listen to them. So thank you, all the alumni, and we are really delighted today, and we are really overwhelmed by your presence in the campus. And we want that all of you in the same uh, attitude, affection, you should guide and mentor the students, your junior students, and please come to your alma mater and coordinate, participate all the activities that we are conducting for you. With this, once again, all of you, we welcome to MIT School of Union. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your wise words. Now we move into the interactive discussion session. For this, we request Dr. P.M. Tiwari, Head of Department EEE, and Dr. Mehtab Fatima, Alumni Coordinator, to lead the discussion with our alumni.
Okay, so thank you, Devanjan. So we have the senior most alumni in the panel, Mr. Nitin Sharma, and he's 2013 pass out batch from EI. So let me take the opening remarks from the Mr. Nitin. And we have one thought. Let me frame that thought, and then Mr. Nitin will be commenting onto it. So, Mr. Nitin, you have been working with global leader like Samsung, and your journey is very inspiring for us and for our students as well. So, what core technical and managerial skills helped you to grow to such a leadership role that you are carrying today in the Samsung? Please.
First of all, thank you so much, sir, for having me here. So it is indeed a matter of proud privilege for me to sit here and share my expertise and thoughts with the students and with the faculty members. So I'm very thankful to all of you. So I started my career into core engineering company only. So I still remember there was a subject of instrumentation which Dr. H.P. Singh used to take us. So I still remember in the class, we used to learn about various instruments, sir, like thermocouple, RTDs. And when I went to on-site in my instrumentation engineer job, so I could see that instrument live. I could see and correlate what we studied in our classes, what we learned during our academic days was actually something that was coming to fruition, and we could practically apply the concepts and learn from them. So, and after that also, as a part of my service in the government of India, while formulating policies also. So generally in the government, people come from different backgrounds. And if you're working on formulating policies for domains such as electronics, if you are skilled or if you are trained in electronics, it really helps a lot to pick up the subject, to understand the subject matter, and also to put the thought in the policy document. So it has been a great journey for me in terms of learning from Amity and then applying those thoughts and concepts into the actual practical market as well as policy formulation. I'll take an example of PLI scheme. So there were various instances wherein the companies used to provide us input to the government that this is the technology which is now upcoming. The government should be ready in order to absorb the upcoming pressure from market. These will be the marketing trends in terms of the technology. Just to give you an example, the semiconductor chip size, earlier it was 128 nanometer on which the chips were fabricated. And now, as we sit here, we talk about 2 nanometer technology, wafer node. So that has been the evolution of technology from 128 nanometer to 2 nanometer. So, and I really appreciate the fact that the things that we learned during our engineering college days, we were able to implement them in the national level policy making to understand the concepts of what is the level of electronics in the, I would say, the measures taken by the government. So it was very easy for me to understand the electronics part of it, then to apply that thing in a national level policy. And I'm happy to share that currently India is the second largest manufacturer of mobile phones. And it has been due to the core understanding of the people in the government. understanding the electronics, and then applying it into the national policy work. So I'm happy to contribute into that bit, and thankful to my alma mater for training me in such a subject that I could contribute to the national development. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nitin, for giving the wise comment and to making our students to aware about your journey. I would like to request Dr. Mehtab to take it further.
Okay, thank you, sir. Our next question is to our alumni, Rahul Singh Shekhawat, from a batch of BTech EEE 2015. He's currently working as a data scientist at SOTI Canada. As a data science is shaping industries like automation, healthcare, and energy, I would like to know from Rahul which tools, skills, or certifications would you recommend for students aspiring to work in the field of data science? Rahul, please.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And at the outset, I would like to thank the faculty members for organizing this. And I hope this is helpful to the students because the faculty is right. The people in front of you have, I guess, a tad bit more experience than you at this point, at least. And I hope these words carry some information that will connect with you. In terms of data science is a very wide field. I think any kind of domain you can imagine, there is some data science that happens in it, whether it be electrical, whether it be electronics, whether it be, let's say, retail, or any kind of domain you can imagine. There is data science that is happening in the background. And that also means that any of your interests can come through in terms of data science. But before I get into any of that, I think it's important for the students to recognize that all of this is based on foundational ideas. I think I'm sure a lot of you have been exposed to what data science is, and there are so many ads and online courses available these days, free of charge often, that you can pursue. And it sounds very fancy. And with the advent of large language models, you have like ChatGPT, as well as, you know, on your phones, you have apps these days where you can age people, de-age people, tell the kinds of characteristics. So all of this is data science. But all of this is based on mathematics, which is the core, which you are studying right now. So I think it's important. The first step you can take right now, like immediately, is to focus more on the foundational mathematics, such as linear algebra, calculus, probability, and statistics. No matter what kind of complex model you're building, what kind of complex data science you're doing, probability and statistics would always be the idea you cannot let go of. If your probability and statistics is not well, or if you're not confident in it, it's a bit hard to succeed with the more complex ideas. So that's the first thing I would want you to remember. Math, data science is all about math. You cannot let go of math. If you're uncomfortable, practice more. Try to get comfortable with math. Second, there's so many online courses that you can take these days. Coursera has a bunch of courses, again, free of charge. You can get very comfortable. They have projects as well that you can get comfortable with. So that's all the theory part of it. Another part is the practical part of it. Like, okay, I know how to do data science. How do I do it? And that's the programming. And I'm glad to know that even when I was a student, as part of the EEE program, there were multiple languages that were taught. C, C++, Java, all were part of the course. So I'm sure there are programming languages, object-oriented programming languages that are part of your coursework. Just make sure you focus in the class, get that knowledge. Because remember, I think even back in the day, there was this perspective that why are these courses part of EEE? But remember, there's no knowledge that is wasted. Anything you study ever in life, whether it be a random Wikipedia article or the coursework you're doing, it always comes back to help you. To bring a finer point on that, I'm currently working with indoor drones. And all that I studied in electronics, control systems, for example, something as simple as linear, non-linear controllers, is very critical to how I implement it and use it in day-to-day. So focus on your foundationals, math, probability, statistics courses. Then if you have time, try to get some practical experience. When you are pursuing, let's say, a data science related job, it's not necessary for you to have projects, but in this competitive environment, I think everybody who applies these days has some project in the background. It doesn't have to be a complex project. Go on Kaggle. Kaggle is a very famous website where they pose problems and they give you the data as well. And there are a lot of solutions as well. All you have to do is, just go through it, come up with your own solution. So try to do these projects and have something open source. So you might have heard of GitHub, which is the idea of version control. But it's also open source. So you take codes, you upload them, and everybody uploads their codes. All of this is open source. You can access anybody's code. So try to get it at least before you finish your course at the end of 4 year. Try to know a little bit about what is Git, what is GitHub, how do I use it? Because if you want to get into data science, it will help you tremendously if you have a GitHub profile and at least even 1 or 2 projects there. Finally, I would like to bring to completion the sort of long answer that I've taken, which is LLMs. So I know everybody is using ChatGPT, and I'm sure as part of coursework, it is encouraged you to, or I'm not sure what the policy is, but when it comes to studying, take help of ChatGPT. Don't rely on it. You still need to write things. For example, writing a paragraph, writing an essay or a paper. ChatGPT can do grammar for you, but don't rely on it too much. Having said that, it is important that you know how ChatGPT works, how LLMs work, and get comfortable using them. At least in the field of data science, these are here to stay. LLMs are not going to go away anytime soon. It's not a good idea to use it as a taboo that, oh, I'm not going to use LLM at all, but use your wisdom when you're using it. Don't use it for everything. For example, you are still human. You can come up with creative ideas. That is your power that at least the current iterations of transformers or LLMs can't do. So remember that you have unique aspects that these platforms cannot copy yet. So get comfortable. It's like a calculator. When you first know how to do basic math, and once you've done that, it's fine to use a calculator because you already know the basic math. It's the same thing with LLMs. If you are training to be electrical engineer, electronics engineer, or a data scientist, make sure your foundations are good and you know all of this. And then it's fine to use LLM as a calculator, as a tool that will help you. Basically, it shouldn't be a crutch to you. It should be like a application that helps you in day-to-day work. So that is where I will round it up, that because as Professor said, technology is moving very fast. Every day there's improvement in LLMs. So it's better to be on the other side, know how they work, where they fail, and get comfortable with them. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Rahul, for giving a very important comments to our young minds that is sitting in this house. So you have rightly said that the importance of mathematics is there in being as a data scientist. And you see that the data is important because if you are working for any engineering domain, whether it is electrical engineering, electronics engineering, it's the game of data, right? So you can do the better forecasting, better planning, but for that you need to have the data, and data analytics is the important. So we, for your information, you left the Amity in 2015, and after that we have adopted many new things to revise our curriculum, and we have adopted the choice-based credit system. We are offering the different basket of the courses to our students where they can select the courses where they have the interest, because electrical and electronics students can take a specialized elective like machine learning, artificial intelligence, data science. So the university is open for the students, and you have rightly said that as per the current demands, we have changed ourselves, and students are enjoying this system, and they are well received by the corporate also. So thank you for your giving comments. Now let's moving further. We have been joined by Mr. Yash Kalra, and he is a 2014 pass out batch, and he is having a very good career. And currently he is working as a CTO for a very important company that is Oro Green Products, and that's working for the electrical motors for the different public sector. So yes, I would like to understand with you that as a CTO, because you are carrying a very important role. So many of our students want to become a CTO and CEO in their career path. So as a CTO, how do you balance technological innovation with business challenges? So can you tell to our students and to us also? Thank you.
Am I audible to you without the mic? I seem to be sitting so without energy. So I would like to first ask you please clap for your faculty first of all.
Yes.
Am I audible to everyone?
But
I'm more comfortable without the mic.
But yes, we need to transmit your voice to others also.
Hello. Yeah. So first of all, I'll tell you one thing that we don't take it as a challenge, we take it as an advantage. Because once we know that there's something new in the market, so who's the first one to grab that opportunity is the winner in the market. So rather than coping up with it, we are trying to grab the opportunity and convert that into a business opportunity. So that is what the time demands. You have to be ahead of time. That's the most important part. And secondly, coming to the part, I'll tell all of you sitting here that you are in the field that is powering the economy. You are in the electrical engineering. I hope most of the people are from EEE, electrical and electronics. So you are from the background who's powering the economy. You see all the industries, right from the steel industry to automation, every industry, they need electricity. So the power, you are basically going to power. In a sense that there are a lot of power thermal plants coming up in the India in the next 5 years. Almost more than 40 power plants are coming up in India. So we are listening that India is reducing its dependency on the coal. That's not true. In fact, it's the most tried and tested power generation that we have in today's time. Parallelly, we are developing renewable energies and hydro, but again, it all sums up to being an electrical engineer, because that's the core of heart. So that is what I would like to say, sir, that coming to your question, that we are taking advantage of it. For example, I'll tell you that now there are companies, I think you must have heard of the company called ABB and Siemens, right? So for an example from the industry right now, there's a advisory from the PMO that is told that in India, we need to improve the grid quality for improving the power factor. So 60% of the loads is governed by the electrical motors across the India. So for that, we have to replace all the motors of I1, I2 efficiency with at least minimum I3 efficiency. And now what is happening is that ABB has come up with the I5 efficiency motors, which is almost 96, 97% efficient motors. Again, they are first one in the industry. So they are grabbing the maximum orders in the industry.
So thank you, Mr. Yes, and you have rightly said that you have corrected me that there is no challenge, right? In every challenge, if there is any, that we need to convert that as an opportunity, right? So the efficiency is a big issue, and if you want to move to a sustainable world, the every bit and piece need to be protected, and there the efficiency comes into the role. So we are thankful to bringing these aspects into your comment. Now, yes, Dr. Mehta, you can.
Hello. Our next panelist is Ms. Anupama Sahana from a batch of BTech EEE 2019. She is currently working as Deputy Manager in Power Grid Corporation of India Limited. Looking into the inspiring journey of Anupama after BTech from Amity, I would like to know from Anupama, what skills should students develop to succeed in core electrical industries like power transmission and distribution? Anupama?
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for calling me to this discussion. I thank all the respected teachers and professors who have guided me so far to achieve this milestone. I hope I'm audible to everybody. Hello, am I audible to everybody?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, actually, I'm traveling. That's the main reason I am asking. Okay. So talking about the most important skill needed to succeed in the core electrical industry, then I would say that the backbone of this entire national grid is the power system. So the foundation in the power systems and its topics is very, very crucial for a person to go through the industry, because since I have been in this organization, I think everybody knows about Power Grid. Power Grid is India's national grid. So this grid is actually stabilized because it is being interconnected. Interconnected in a sense, there is northern region, southern region, eastern region, central region, and the western region. All the 5 regions have been connected, and today we proudly say that it's one grid, one nation country. Talking about the technical knowledge that a person should have, then I think whatever courses offered in Amity University is way too perfect for a person to, have that direction in which a person has to think. For example, the fault analysis. Now you have to go through the traditional books, obviously, whether it's the books as Himra, or they are obviously being studied by everybody. But what I want everybody, every student there out there to focus on is to digitalize those calculations in PSCAD, or it can be in MATLAB, Simulink, to actually have that feel to understand what actually goes behind, because electrical energy is totally it's not visualized by people. So it's generally from the waveforms that a person can understand. So because during my operation and maintenance procedures, because I'm in control and protection engineer at HVDC Kurukshetra, this substation is connecting the western region with the northern region. It's the power that is being imported in 800 kV DC. We import 6,000 megawatt power from Chhattisgarh, and the main analysis, the role of a power engineer comes where to analyze the fault. So in order to understand the fault in its analysis, one has to understand what is the ideal condition. So if somebody has to understand the ideal condition, then he or she has to work out over the Simulink, the MATLAB, the graphs, and the sinusoidal graphs. How do the fault look like, etc., etc. So I really want the students, because even Power Grid writes papers, and we have represented India in Canada, in fact, even in Paris in the SIGRE 2024. So even there, what we portrayed was the digital formatting of the entire Power Grid system. So if students can work upon digitalizing these power grid system into a small hub, like for example, it can be MATLAB, it can be ETAP, it can be PSCAD. They can actually help that person to have a better footprints in the power sector. Talking about the smart grid and renewable integration and digital technologies like IoT and AI that currently, even as a PSU sector personnel, I feel that we are integrating, we are actually digitalizing everything. So if a person can connect the basics of electrical engineer with digital platforms, then we can bring them to the digital platforms, then it will be a remarkable achievement. I really want to emphasize another thing, that Amity University, Noida has perfectly given me the scope, the ambience that was required for achieving these skills. And I would really hope that all the students can come out of the university with bright colors. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for including me into this session.
Okay, so thank you, Ms. Anupama, for commenting And for your information that in our curriculum, we have included these all the things. And you must be remembering that when you were here, we were asking you to do the MATLAB, right? So we
Yes,
have
yes, sir.
all the things, the MATLAB in the different subjects, we have included MATLAB, Dick Silent, MyPower. These all the things are very useful for our students. And you have rightly said that, okay, when you will be leaving this campus, you requires these all these skills, because many times when the students are in the campus, they sometimes discount these all the facts that this is all not required, right? So thank you for commenting it. And now let's moving ahead to our very worthy, another worthy alumni joined, Mr. Garvit Goenka, and he is 2015 pass out batch, and he is contributing very significantly in a very special role, and he is the managing director of NGG Cables, right? So I want to get the comment from Mr. Garvit that what leadership lessons would you like to share with the students who aspires to manage both technical and business responsibility? The reason for floating this point to you is that because when the students comes to us, we ask them to give their aspiration, right? So many students gives that they want a placement. Many students want to be going for the higher studies, and a good number of students comes where they have the intention to go for the family business, to become the entrepreneur, and they have the double mind that if I'm going for this aspiration, whether my study will be affected. Okay, so since you are here and you are in the leadership role, you are running very successfully the NGG Cable as a managing director. So your comment will be a further motivation for our students. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And thank you, sir, and Mehta Fatima ma'am, for inviting me here. And it's a real privilege to be among you and discussing on this topic. After passing out Amity, I went to MDI Gurgaon, and soon after joined my family business of manufacturing wires and cables. And from last 7 years, I have been involved in that business, and I have grown that business fivefold. And today we are manufacturing more than 1,000 kilometers of electrical cables monthly and processing more than 500 metric tons of aluminum and copper on a monthly basis. First of all, I would like to say that this is a very, very exciting time in the electrical industry, since a lot of new opportunities have come into this domain, and the government is focusing deeply in the electrical domain because they want to increase the efficiency of the existing systems, and they also want to address the issue of electricity theft that is still prevalent in India. And due to this, you will see that a lot of government schemes have come up which are ramping up the electrical infrastructure, and they are modernizing it, and a lot of smart grid technologies are already being deployed. And along with that, a lot of opportunities also come up in other sources of electricity, which is renewables, since a lot of private companies have entered the sector. And for past 3-4 years, this sector has really, really done well. And I think it has a bright future. So you all are in the right field. And coming to the leadership lessons that I have learned, you know, through my journey, I will like to share 2-3 leadership lessons that I have learned. First one is I have learned the importance of data in business. So I come from a family business background. If we did not have a lot of technology deployed in my company and all, and even getting simple data in the company was very difficult, whether it is related to production or whether it is related to quality or any other financial data also was a hassle. So first of all, I would like to say all the decisions and the leadership decisions that you make should be highly based on the data you get. You should always follow the data. And anyone who's wanting to get into business, when he gets into the business or she gets into the business, should definitely want to build systems in place so that you can get real-time data from the ground level so that you can drive your business into the right direction. The second thing I think is of a great importance. So I sometimes think that what is the use of college and what do we actually learn in college? So the answer I got to myself was that we actually learn how to learn in college. Basically, हम सीखते हैं कि हमें सीखना कैसे है. Right now, you are studying 5 to 6 subjects and completing them in 6 months, and then you are going to another 5, 6 subjects. So this pace of learning you'll never get in your life. So this is the only time when you are learning at this pace. And even after passing out the college, if you are even able to retain this pace of learning 30, 40, 50%, I think you will be exceptional in any field that you are. So if I give you my example, I'm always taking up workshops and hiring consultants and taking up online courses. I think last year I spent more than 10, 15 lakh rupees in just training myself. So that kind of rigor you should have to learn and get ahead. And one more insight I would like to share, because as I grew my company, I started a lot of new things and new projects and took up new projects. So a small insight and entrepreneurial insight I would like to share, those who all want to venture, that thinking is less important than doing, or doing is more important than thinking. So I have this mantra where I call it, always start your work in an SSG mode. So I call it start simple and ghatia. So whenever you want to start something new, start it in the simplest way possible, and then take out breaks from that work to think it more deeply and improve it. So I think these are 2, 3 things, sir, that I learned from my entrepreneurial journey.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Garvit, for giving this important lesson to our students. Yes, so Dr. Mehta, you can take it further.
Our next panelist is Dr. Sheikh Suhail, who is alumnus of MTech Power System from a batch of 2016 and is currently working as postdoc fellow at IIT Guwahati. I would like to know from Sheikh Suhail what motivated him to choose research as a career path after MTech, and what advice he would like to give to our students looking for higher studies and research in India or abroad. Over to
A
you.
very good afternoon. Yeah, a very good afternoon. I'm first thankful to my professors, dear students, and respected alumni for this wonderful interaction today. So if I come back to the question that what motivates for this research first, I think for me, the primary motivation was how we can make a transition from knowing to contributing. So first of all, we should look towards the large societal problems. What are the problems or issues that are directly related to the society? So if we take one problem is the climate change. So for me, the biggest contribution was how can I contribute towards being an electrical engineering, towards curbing or decarbonizing our planet? Because we are only having one planet. So we need to make sure it's our responsibility and duty to make sure that we contribute through our research and some research we contribute through research, and we make sure that our research contributions leads towards a good steps to make sure that the planet remains green. So if I take an example, during my master's program at MIT University, I completed a project. The title was Integration of Renewable Energy Sources for Rural Electrification. So it was a practical problem in the Jammu and Kashmir state, where one mountainous village, it remained unelectrified for so long. But with having an interaction with my professors at the MIT University, so we figured out a solution that how we can utilize the local resources in providing a clean energy solution to that village. And then I forwarded that project and the scheme to the government of India. And finally, it will make us happy that by the joint efforts between the government and the project I did at MIT University, the village got electrified. So this was one example how the research motivates us in solving the large societal problems. So coming back, so it's actually the coursework which I completed during my master's program at MIT University that trained me how we can make a transition from knowing to contributing. Because directly, if there is a problem and we are looking into a solution, there is no direct solution. We need to train ourselves. We need to first learn through the courseworks. we need to learn skills, we need to learn the tools. Then integrating that domain knowledge and the tools together, we can have a possible solutions for the problems where the solution remains unexplored. So if we talk about the power system, the current scenario, you can see that there is a massive change in the power sector. Whether there are renewable energy source integration with the grid, or we are pushing towards the smart grid, or we are having the adoption towards electric vehicles. I think all this opens a large field as a career choices for the young electrical engineering students that can choose research as a career. I believe that there are both career options in academia as well as there are career options in the R&D sector. Because for last 2 years, I was in the corporate sector in the Bengaluru. And rightly, I'm telling you that after visiting so many industries, there is a huge demand for electrical engineering graduates, but particularly those students who are having focus, for example, on electric vehicles, on microgrids, on smart grids. So try to figure these areas and try to complete your bachelor's projects related to these fields. And I'm happy to tell you that during our coursework, see, there's a buzz of words like AI and ML integration at the current times. But let me tell you that during our master's program in 2014, we had completed the course on AI for electrical systems. So you can understand how ahead we are already in the MIT University, but we need to take new steps also so that our students are fit for the industry, what the time demands. So if I talk about now the higher education scenarios, coming to the second part of the question, so there are ample opportunities, whether you go for MS or MTech or PhD inside the country or over the overseas. So for that, I will tell you that what is actually, it's not a shortcut, but it's actually your hard work efforts. So for example, if you complete your projects at the BTech level at good labs, or you take your projects seriously, those projects you can complete in terms of a publication at the undergraduate level, in terms of a conference paper, or in terms of a journal article paper. So once you have your one paper at the BTech level, and once you apply for the MS level program overseas or inside the country, the professors who are looking to hire you for the MTech programs or PhD programs, they get a feel of understanding, okay, this student is serious enough in his studies and he has completed some projects. I think he deserves a chance. Of course, he will also check your fundamental domain knowledge, but these will be an advantages for you. I think the students need to take their projects very seriously. Additionally, I want to tell this undergraduate electrical engineering students that apart from your projects, you should also take your internships very seriously, because through those internships, you have to convert those internships into their full-time positions. Because this is the trend I'm observing in Bengaluru, that the students at undergraduate level were doing around 3 to 4 internships. And they were doing those 4 internships in a single company. Ultimately, once they complete their program, the same company used to hire them. I think this trend you should also learn from these things. Yeah, I think these things help the students in choosing this research as a career, both in R&D sector as well as in academia, as well as I told you some of the things that can ease out the admissions for the undergraduate students. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so Dr. Sheikh, you have narrated very good points, right? Because I think that you are doing the postdoctoral and soon you may be choosing maybe a faculty position. So you are very close to becoming a faculty because you have narrated certain points we used to tell to our students, because you have highlighted the project-based learning, you have highlighted the internship importance. And that's what the culture we have adopted here, that students are getting motivated. We are pushing them to participate in the hackathon, because you see that companies are giving now the opportunity through the hackathon. If you are participating in the hackathon and clearing the rounds, and if you have the innovative solution to make this world further better, then only you will be getting the position into the company. So rightly narrated many good points, and I think that many of our students have noted down, I have seen, and they will certainly will be taking these all points to be in their use for their career advancement. So let's move further. We have Miss Cherry Singh, and she is currently working as an associate business analyst in the United Health Group, and she is our 2020 batch alumni of Triple E program. So I have one thought in my mind to take the comment from her, because many students of core branches, they sometimes ignore the programming skills. So they think that, okay, they only need the core engineering skills and what to do with the programming. So since she is having a background of electrical engineering and currently working in the United Health Group as a associate business analyst, so let's take a comment on the thought, that is, what advice would you give to students who are intimidated by coding or statistics but are curious about the data analytics? So your comment will be helping to our students to understand this topic.
Thank you, sir, for asking this question. And thank you, professors, for inviting me today. I cannot explain how I'm feeling being here after so many years. I feel so grateful and inspiring sitting in front of so many accomplished peoples. And I will try to keep it short, and I will try to share my experience in a very crisp format. First of all, I have worked in BSES Yamuna Power Limited, so I have worked in the electrical background as well. And then I have transitioned into the role of business analyst at Optum. But at BSES, I was still working as a data analyst, and we were working in the electrical domain. So coming back to your question, every time that we would face any kind of problem, because you would have to process billions and billions of data points every day in the company. So when you are familiar with tools like Python, C++ or JavaScript, you don't use them to find, a solution. You already have in the background a knowledge of what you want to find. You use coding to build a tool that will quickly process your data and give you the output in the least minimum time possible. So for example, there have been a couple of days when we have received email from government of Delhi to quickly process a very particular kind of data. Now we don't have the entire day to go through the data manually or even, use your tools or build queries. But when you have a very compact knowledge of programming, you can quickly and very concisely build a line of code that will do exactly what you need to do, and it will give you an output. So when it comes to learning programming, any kind of programming, you are there to learn it because it's a tool. It's not a subject. It's not something that you have to study and then memorize. And, you come to college thinking that I have to make a project or understand this or that. It's just a tool. Every tool that we use in data science is there to fulfill a purpose. That is not the end goal. Problem solving is the end goal. And when you know coding, when you know stuff like JavaScript, Python, C++, you can implement your ideas in a very optimized and quick manner. So coming back to your question, sir, it is important to know coding languages so that you can optimize your process, be it in a business like you work with a lot of data points, right? So if something comes up that why are we having loss in a specific area, right? You can look at, certain columns that, okay, you already have your domain knowledge, you have your background knowledge. Now, if you need to process, say, billions of data in 1 hour, you cannot go out there looking for, okay, I need to find a consultant. I need to find someone, who can process this for me. You can quickly go to your laptop. You can write a line of code. You know what you need to do. You will just load the data. You will process it. You'll have your answer. So this is why learning coding is not an option. I would suggest always have it in your arsenal, because no matter what field you're going into, this is a tool like a calculator, which you should know how to use. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Cherry, for commenting this. And I think that our students must have taken note, because you see that though you are in the electrical engineering, because coding is important always. The cyber security, whenever there is a grid, right? So you have to make the grid safe. Whether you are in the automation, that works with the coding. if you are working in the robotics, that requires the coding, right? So coding is everywhere, and that skill is required, as Cherry has highlighted. So now we had a good intention from Mr. Atul to join. He was also online, but because of certain urgent meeting called from his head office, he rushed to attend that. So thank you, Mr. Atul, for showing the great intention for participating. We understand your compulsion. So now the panel discussion round is over, and we are moving to the open discussion, and we will be taking 2-3 questions because we are running out of sort of time. So let's have a one session, and then you can take the Devanjan or lead.
Thank you so much to all our alumni for sharing such valuable insights. Let us have a huge round of applause for all our alumni. We will now open the floor for questions from the audience. Students, this is your chance to directly interact with your seniors, so please feel free to raise your hands.
Let's keep this interactive and engaging. Kindly introduce yourself before asking the question.
My name is Sarthak Chaudhary, and this is my first year in Amity University. And my question to the panel is, how should a student approach internships and projects to get the maximum career benefit? I would actually like to hear everyone's perspective for this.
Great. Don't have that much time. We will be highlighting. Okay. Thanks. Thanks for putting up the question. So first, I would like to appreciate the fact that from year one, you are so much focused about the direction that you want to get into. So for gaining internships is firstly, the first step to gain an internship would be the evaluation criteria. So craft your CV in such a way that you have the required skill set for the internship that you're targeting. Second, prepare yourself well with the communication style, and communication is something I believe it will be relevant across all the forms of phases of professional development that you grow, or even during your student life as well. So focus on the communication. Then second part would be the evaluation criteria. So what we miss out is that we don't focus on the aptitude part of it. So every internship or the interview opportunity that you get at campus would, the first step would be to clear the entrance test, maybe the aptitude test or the coding test. So prepare yourself well, and I believe learning is the only constant. With every passing semester, you will get various skill sets to keep preparing yourself for the every semester that you work on. And now coming back to the opportunities and companies. So Ramo, I believe you are in the first year. You will be developing area of interest. So keep looking out for the internship opportunities, not just in the private sector, but in the government also. The government has various schemes opened up for various year of students, be it second year, third year, or fourth year. And there you can get first-hand experience how the entire machinery works, or even the Maharatna or PSU companies. So keep looking out on the opportunity part of their website. There you will get the updated information requisite for your internship or job opportunity.
I think one of the great ways to get it is also start building your LinkedIn profile. And I think everyone nowadays professionally is very approachable on LinkedIn. And you can just give cold messages out if you want an internship. And even the PSUs on the big private sectors will be there. And someone will be there. If you send out 100 messages, someone will be there to help you out. So be active on that. That is, I think, one thing that can also help get internships.
I would like to add one more point. Build a portfolio. You know, you have so many YouTube channels where they build the project start to finish. Create a URL link where you will upload your projects, and you can put that URL in your resume as well as on top of your LinkedIn profile. So whoever is visiting you, they can just open and go through all of that stuff. Then they'll know that you have done this instead of just looking at a summary and bullet points. So that would also be a good thing to have.
Yes, sir. I have a question. So my question is to Sheikh Suhail, sir, specifically. Like, I'm looking for masters, pursuing masters. So as you know, AI is a new field and it's growing, as well as EV. So what do you recommend I should go for in my masters, since you have done a masters yourself and your project involves AI itself? So I think you'll be able to answer my question.
Yeah, so if I come back to your question, first, primarily you're in the undergraduate level right now. So as some of the panelists rightly mentioned, that you should first make your mathematics strong as possible as it is for you, right? So once your mathematics is strong, then you should have a one command on some programming language. For example, you should be proficient in Python, or you should be proficient in MATLAB, or you should be proficient in C programming, right? So first you should develop your own skill set during this undergraduate time, and you should utilize this time very well. Make sure that your domain knowledge is first sound, and then once you choose your undergraduate project, final year project, then you should align it towards the combination of electric vehicles, or for example, the application of AI in electric vehicles. I think that project will be a foundation for your master's program, because master's program, once you apply to the MS admissions overseas or inside the country, I can talk about the overseas first. If you are applying for an MS fellowship or scholarship overseas for the MS admission, they will definitely check what you have achieved at your undergraduate level. For example, they will check what is your CGPA, or they will check what are the additional courses you have taken for AI or ML. For example, you are targeting the MS in artificial intelligence. So they will definitely check, has he taken some courses relevant to this field? Or has he done some extracurricular activities? Because in overseas, they calculate everything. Everything has its points, whether it is project, whether it's coursework, or even if it is its internships. So I think all these things you should take into consideration. You should be well prepared before you start applying for a master's degree. I think if you apply AI for sustainability or AI for electric vehicles, I think in US there is a University of Western University. I think there is one course, AI for sustainable energy. I think you should look into it, because recently one of my undergraduate students has got admission over there. So if you need directly help, you can connect with me through the LinkedIn.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
My question is to Mr. Rahul.
Yes.
Yeah, hello, sir. And I, being someone who's pursuing data science as well, and someone who's looking forward to land a job after pursuing my master's in abroad in the same, what specific skill set and projects and all other skills one should be engaged to or should be well versed in to land a job after master's in abroad?
Right. So you mentioned skill set, projects, direct, those are the two things, right? I think in terms of skill set, I think a lot of panelists have mentioned, and I think even if your question is related to data science, I think a lot of this knowledge transfers to every field. It's very important to have a foundational mathematical background. I will be honest, when I was pursuing a master's, it was surprising to see people who struggled with mathematics even at a master's level, and that is not a testament to anybody's capabilities, because people come from different backgrounds, but it really helps if you are very comfortable with probability, statistics, and related fields. Regarding projects, I would say I think there is this perspective when you're starting out that, oh, I have to do a big project, or this Christmas I'll start a project, or I'll start a project next year. I think what Garvit said is very to the point, that you got to start small and then build it big. It does not matter what your first project is. It really doesn't, because you are trying to build something from scratch, right? So it's important to have something first. So there's another term for this that is used in consultancies, which is fail fast approach, right? That build something. If it's bad, that's fine. If you fail, that's fine. Just keep moving on, right? So regarding projects, that is what I would say. If you have a specific interest, I think that would help you with the project. So for example, as I mentioned, data science is a wide field. My specialization is in computer vision, which is the idea of how do you provide vision to computer systems. So whether it be, let's say, object detection, tracking, style transference, Gen AI, things like that. So if you're interested in that, pursue a project in that. If you're interested in, let's say, LLMs, pursue a project in that. I think it's important that you find something that interests you. If you want to start something simple, just go to Kaggle, just replicate a project. Is there anything else you asked? I think you asked about skills and projects, right? Okay.
Thank you, students. Thank you for those wonderful questions. Thank you to the alumni for their answers as well. And now, on the behalf of the organizing team of
So this session is going to continue, and it's becoming as a valedictory session, right? So from now onwards, it will be converted as a valedictory session, where we will be honoring our worthy alumni joined here, right? So I request to our worthy alumni to be with us, right? As we had already detailed you. And this session is going to be converted as a valedictory session. So this is a continuing session where we are converting this as a valedictory. So thank you for joining, and we appreciate your time, and it was very informative session, and that's useful for our students also. Thank you very much. So those who have joined online, we are thankful to them also. And we would like to see them in the campus, Mr. Rahul and Anupma and Sheikh Suhail and Atul also. We would love to see you, because long back you were here with us, and we want to see you, that how you have been transformed as a human being, as a technocrat. So please give us opportunity to welcome you face to face in the campus. Whenever you are traveling to India, we would like to see you and meet you and greet you. Thank you very much.
On the behalf of the organizing team of RDCPAE 2025, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished alumni for joining us today and sharing their journeys.
This program is to be continued.
अच्छा मुझे लगा हो गई होगी नहीं here we will have everyone please come आइए चीफ गेस्ट को पहले आप कम बेटा काम
I request all Triple E faculty to please join for a group photograph. So you are staying for a valedictory, no? Yeah. So that will be concluded in the yes. I too lounge, please. Have a cup of. That we have achieved so heights in the.
So we'll stay connected. Thank you.
We will be starting the valedictory at 3:15, just a 15 minutes of delay. So by 3:15, we will be starting with the valedictory session where all the certificates and the mementos will be given. So I request you all to please bear with us, and after 15 minutes, we'll be starting the session. Thank you. Request all the students to please wait here only. पांडे सर यहाँ है कि alumni को दे देंगे हाँ उनके गिफ्ट में डाल दो बेटा इनको सीक्वेंस लगा दिया I'll request students to please take these round tables. The students who are sitting at the back, they can take these round tables. They can come forward. Bhanu sir, Ruchira ma'am, please help students to come forward. They can take in front seats. Good evening to one and all present here. We have been joined by our distinguished guests, so a huge round of applause for our guests. Before we formally start the event, I request all the dignitaries to please take a seat on the dais. I'll request all the students to please take the seats quickly. We are about to start the event. The faculty members can help students to settle down fast. I'll request Dr. S.K. Sinha sir to please join us on dais. So with your permission, shall we formally start the event? Thank you, sir. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, the galaxy of intellectuals, invited guests from industry and academia, senior member of Amity family, my colleagues, my dear alumni, and dear students. On behalf of Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Amity School of Technology, Amity University, I, Dr. Anjali Jain, welcome you all to the valedictory session of 6th International Conference on Recent Developments on Control, Automation and Power Engineering, RDCPAE 2025. The two-day conference began with a vivacious start where academicians and industry guests of high repute came together and created an aura of knowledge. We come towards the end of this event, but surely also towards the beginning of new bonds, which are built on the foundation of long and strong education expertise. We would like to extend our compliments to all those who, through their efforts, accomplished RDCPAE 2025. With this, now I request Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar Pandey, sir, Director, Amity School of Engineering and Technology, co-patron RDCPAE 2025, to kindly echo out the welcome address. Please, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Anjali. Good afternoon to all. Good afternoon, students. At the outset, we would like to welcome all of you to the 6th International Conference titled Recent Development, Control, Automation, Power Engineering, the valedictory session of the conference. This is organized by the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, MIT School of Engineering and Technology, Noida. First of all, I would like to welcome our Honorable Founder President, sir, who have already extended his blessings to all of us in the inaugural session, and we really thank to him for his blessings and his presence during the inaugural session. I'd like to welcome our Honorable Chancellor, sir, Vice Chancellor, Madam, and on behalf of all of us, we would like to welcome all our guests with huge round of applause, please. Especially would like to welcome our guest of honor, Professor Carl James, who is going to join us shortly. And he is the Dean of Faculty of Information and Communication Technology, University of Malta. Would like to welcome our guest of honor, Sri Puneet Bhatia ji, who is the Managing Director for G Power India Limited. With huge round of applause, please. Our guest of honor, Dr. Ashok Kumar, Deputy Director of General Bureau of Energy Efficiency, Ministry of Power, Government of India. Would like to welcome all our distinguished guests, speakers from various universities across the world, and thankful to them for being part of this conference. Would like to welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Madam Salamurthy sir, who will join shortly, and would like to welcome all my colleagues on the dais, our alumni, those who are sitting in front rows. And whenever I see the alumni, we always get proud of you. And again, as some of our guests this afternoon are visiting the first time to the university, so for their information, the MIT universe has established 12 universities across the country, and we have 17 campuses outside India, and campuses in many countries, including US, including England, Mauritius, Singapore, Australia, and many more countries that we have our campuses in. Put together all our schools, preschools, our institution of higher education, and we have approximately 200,000 students at a time studying in MIT group of institutions. We have a strong base of 700,000 alumni, and always in such occasions, we always invite our alumni. Even today also, we had a great session of our alumni, those who have shared their valuable thoughts in front of all of us. And the MIT University, that is 22nd rank by Government of India, Ministry of Education, in NIRF ranking. Every year we are improving our ranking in that matter. And that again, for the information of our alumni as well. Imparting education in the areas of disciplinary, transdisciplinary, and multidisciplinary areas, including engineering, management, paramedical, architecture, biotechnology, and many more, psychology, and many more. MIT School of Engineering and Technology, we are having 7 departments: Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Department of Information Technology, Electrical Electronics Engineering, Computer Science, Electronics and Communication Engineering, Civil Engineering, and Artificial Intelligence, imparting around running 38 programs across all the domain and with UG and PG. So with this legacy and that the conference was started, this is the 6th edition of the conference, and really, I'm really truly honored, and it's a privilege to stand before you for this valedictory session. And in front of the guests this afternoon we have, and over the past 2 days, we have witnessed a lot of enriching exchange of ideas, of thoughts, of the research presentations, thought-provoking discussions, networking events, and many more such activities in the areas of control, automation, and power engineering. We have already emphasized the need and the relevance of the automation and control engineering at this point of time when the whole technology is evolving in a very, very fast forward mode. And I must proudly say that this conference has brought together an outstanding people of scholars, the researchers, and the practitioners across the border. And the deliberations that had and the type of research papers that has been chosen, selected, final presentation have not only highlighted the latest development in the area of control and power engineering, but that some innovations but also have opened the new pathways for collaborations, for the research initiatives and the knowledge sharing. And I believe that this trend will keep on going. And this sharing of the knowledge information today's time is quite important for all the professionals, so that we can it's a time to grow together. And we have the uh, privilege to listening the keynote addresses from the eminent experts. Yesterday, Dr. Tiwari has informed about the type of the eminent speakers, the keynote speakers we have got across the country, across the world rather, was really incredible. And each session has reinforced the importance of this interdisciplinary approach. So on behalf of the organizing committee, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our guests this afternoon, our keynote speakers, our session chairs, distinguished delegates, and many all our partners, sponsors, collaborations, those who has supported us for making RDCAP 25 a grand success. A special word of appreciation goes to the organizing team. Let's have a huge round of applause for the organizing team and the faculty members, the volunteers, student volunteers, and the coordinators, those who have contributed and those who have made this dream true, this reality. And they were tirelessly day and night working for the success of this conference. As we finally being RDCAP as a closing. So let us remember the conference like these are not an end, but it's a beginning. It's a new beginning. Beginning of new ideas, new thought processes, and new collaborations. So how we are leveraging the deliberations that had happened, the knowledge that has been shared is important for all of us. And we all understand that our honorable Prime Minister of this country has given us a mandate to become a developed nation by 2047. And that if we are growing from one field only, one area only, and that dream is not going to be reality. So we need the growth from all across. And the control and automation, power engineering especially is an area where really a lot of emphasis, a lot of research and innovation need to be done. And already a lot of deliberations had happened, what we need to do for taking our country into that area, also into it. So once again, thank you, all of you, for being part of this journey. And I wish all of you the combined success in your academic and professional endeavor. And with this, I declare this one is closed. And thank you very much. And once again, welcome to MIT School of Indian Literature. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for a kind address. To unfold the story of success of RDCAP 2025, I take this opportunity to invite Professor Dr. P.M. Tiwari, HOD EEE and Conference Chair RDCAP 2025, to present a brief summary report.
So, thank you, Dr. Anjali, for inviting me. It's indeed honor for me to stand here as a conference chair. It is my profound honor and privilege to welcome our esteemed guest of honor, Sri Puneet Batlaji, Managing Director, GE Power India Limited. Dr. Ashok Kumar, Deputy Director General, Bureau of Energy Efficiency, Ministry of Power, India. And Professor Carl James Demono, who is going to join us shortly because of the traffic issue. He couldn't reach on the time, but he will be joining us shortly. And I hope that by the time we end this session, he will be with us. He is the Dean, Faculty of Information and Communication Technology, University of Malta. On behalf of organizing committee, I extend my heartfelt gratitude for your gracious presence and for taking the time to joining with us in this afternoon. One Roman philosopher said, and the philosopher name was Seneca, that every new beginning comes from the some other's beginning end. So this is what we had started yesterday, and we are going to close this, but that will give a path to start a new beginning. We will do something new, and that's how the nature works. And as we gather here for the valedictory session of RDCAPE 2025, it is important to share the summary of collaborative journey that this two-day international conference has been. Over the past 2 days, we have experienced a meaningful journey of learning, exchanging ideas, and connecting with experts across the diverse expertise. RDCAPE 2025 was centered under three core themes: advancement in power electronics and control technology, innovation for power system design and sustainability, and intelligent computational technology applied for electrical and allied engineering. RDCAPE 2025 began with warm welcome extended to our dignitaries, invited speakers, faculty, participants, and students in the inaugural session. We were honored to have the address of following guest of distinction: Dr. Cecil Kumar Wadu, Senior Professor, University of Moratuwa, Sri Lanka; Dr. Rehan, Director General, National Institute of Solar Energy, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy; Dr. Prahlad Vedakipat, Deputy Director, Robotics and Machine Intelligence Program, National University of Singapore; Sri MC Chauhanji, who is Chair, Delhi Local Network, IT UK. The inaugural address was addressed by our Honorable Founder President, sir, respected Vice Chancellor, Madam, President Astif W. Selva Murthy, sir, and other many dignitaries. A special gratitude was extended to our beloved Founder President, sir, for his vision and blessings. Over the course of these 2 days, 10 technical sessions, 4 plenary sessions, and 1 alumni session was conducted. A total 285 research papers were received in RDCAPE 2025, undergoing a rigorous review process as per the established internationally, of which 85 papers were accepted and total 75 papers were registered and presented. In addition, 14 invited talks were delivered by esteemed experts from leading global institutions, including University of Florida, USA, National University of Singapore, University of Waterloo, Canada, University of Southern Denmark, University of Southern Eastern Norway, University of Bucharest, Romania, University of Technology, Malaysia, University of Putra, Malaysia, University of Moratuwa, Sri Lanka, and Alliant Energy, Alaska, USA. These sessions invited valuable discussions on emerging trends, industry challenges, and future research directions. The conference witnessed international experts' participation in different capacities from countries such as USA, Singapore, Canada, Denmark, Malaysia, Romania, Sri Lanka, Malta, Bangladesh, and Vietnam. We also had representation from leading Indian institutions, IIITs, IITs, NITs, DTU, Delhi Technological University, BIT Sindri, NSUT Delhi, College of Engineering Pune, and Defense Institute of Pune, Calcutta University, and Mizoram University, among many others. So you can see that the participation was diverse and it was globally. This diversity in participation created an opportunity to exchange of knowledge and the collaborative spirit, creating an environment where academia and industry converge to explore real-world problems in the control, automation, and power engineering. The conference discussion emphasized several key issues: integration of renewable energy sources, advancement in smart grid, the role of AI in transforming energy system, the need of sustainable, inclusive, and future-ready technologies. As we gather for the valedictory session, we look forward to receiving visionary insights, strategic direction, and guidance from the distinguished guests on the dais. During this session, we will be presenting Best Paper Award for each thematic track, We'll be acknowledging the effort of motivated students and honoring our alumni join today. Based on the feedback and enthusiasm seen, I consider that RDCAP 2025 has moved into a success book that has not only been a platform for knowledge exchange, but also a celebration of innovation and collaboration. The discussions, presentation, and interactions happened here are surely going to give many opportunities for individuals' academic journey and the research growth, and to make more sustainable future with joint collaboration. Thank you all for your attention, participation, and giving time and joining with us in this afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing the success story of RDCAP 2025. It is our privilege to extend a very warm welcome to Dr. Ashok Kumar, the Deputy Director General at the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, Ministry of Power, Government of India. With a career dedicated to energy efficiency, sustainable development, and climate change mitigation, Dr. Kumar has been a guiding force in shaping India's energy policy framework for over 2 decades. He has been the mission coordinator for the National Mission on Enhanced Energy Efficiency, one of the 8 missions under India's National Action Plan on Climate Change. Under his leadership, the mission not only delivered measurable results, but also become a cornerstone in advancing India's commitment towards energy security and sustainability. Dr. Kumar has represented India on the global stage at several high-level forums and negotiations, including the United Nations Climate Change Conferences. Dr. Kumar is also deeply involved in capacity building, institutional strengthening, and knowledge sharing, ensuring that India not only crafts strong strategies, but also develops the expertise to implement them effectively. With this brief introduction, I request Sir to please address the gathering. A huge round of applause for our respected guest.
Thank you, Madam, for the generous introduction. First of all, I thank Professor Tiwari for the invitation and opportunity by which I am here. And I am always kind of re-energized when I am with students, and it has been my passion to speak among the students, and it is really a privilege, and also among the dignitaries on the dais, who have the expertise and knowledge and wisdom much more than what I could even fathom. So thank you once again, and I would just try to put my story to the whole conference or the discussions that you had in the past 2 days. And I would also touch upon some of the aspect of the job that I do and the topic of sustainability and our commitments and our responsibility in that context. So just to let you know that the power topography or power composition of the country or of the world is no more the one what we saw when we were of your age. 80–90% of the electricity used to come from thermal power plants. Now those things have changed. The composition has changed. The sources have changed. The way we are using have changed. Now many of you might not know that thermal power plants are supposed to run at a maximum PLF. PLF means it should run at the maximum of its capacity so that it becomes the most efficient. Now the situation has come that thermal power plants are asked to ramp down to run at a lower PLF or the lower efficiency so that you can give priority to the solar energy, wind energy, and so on and so forth. For a technical person, it would be just illogical to consider such options. But the reality of our time is like that. Thermal power plants in our country are running at 50%, 60%, or we are trying to bring that down to even lesser than that. So the flexibility of now the solar and wind and other electrical resources are not as firm as which is coming from the coal. So they have their intermittency, how to manage those. So in that all mix, the discussions that you had in the last, the papers, that abstract that I am able to see, at least in, a few minutes that I had here, the power electronics, the processes of the technologies, CMOS, many of the technologies that are needed, those are the things that has to come in the times when you would be managing the power plants in your power plants or as a manager or wherever you are. So the time that is going to come in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years down the line would be way, way different than what it has been. And of course, the academia or the institutions that impart you the training, they also have to be agile enough to recognize the changes that is going to happen and then changes that are happening. So these are fundamental, you can say, shift that is happening. And in that process, you really need to have that level of understanding of the technology and the way it is going to behave. And as you move forward, the life is getting more and more electrified. You know, there had been a position, you know, the life was going on in humanity without electricity was discovered. However, in the 2-3 centuries of experience with electricity, the electricity has become a part of a basic necessity. You cannot, in some countries, there are laws that you cannot disconnect the electricity connection, a minimum level of electricity connection, even if you don't pay the bill. So this is a more like a human right aspect of attached to the electricity. So important. So in that context, you know, all the deliberations, all the, you know, the innovations that which has been deliberated here has a huge, huge space in the times to come. So I congratulate the organizers for, and you are in the 6th series of such exercise. I think many of the deliberations and the discussions and the papers and the research and innovations would certainly be coming up for use in the times to come when you would be handling some of the challenges that will come. So I have seen the innovations in kind of smart grids, mini grids, micro grids, so on, which were not the traditional ways of handling the power. You know, the renewable integration. We have, as you would learn that there is a time of day, the merit order, and so on and so forth. Those are, you know, new things are being devised, how to manage power. And then it is coming the electric mobility, you know, that's a big way. So imagine that all the big vehicles that you are using currently, the IC engines, that gets converted into electricity. What would be the scenario where how the power fluctuation will happen, and if those V2G, those vehicles once get connected to the grid, there would be some supplying to the grid, there would be some drawing to the grid from the grid. So much of a play in that process. So all that have to be managed in the times when you would be in the field. So looking, you know, then the issue of security of the operations, you know, all these electronics are vulnerable to various insinuations that come from the cyberspace. So those, how to protect it, how to make it, how to maintain the integrity of those instruments or equipments that you use in the power process. All these are very, very important. And then going to, you know, to the space where I am, so in the larger context of where all these are leading to, as you know, the goal of we have multiple goals. You know, you would see that as a country or as a world, you would have a 2030 goal, as many of you might track. It's called a Paris Agreement's goal. You know, we have committed that by 2030 we will do something, this, that, and that. And we have a 2047 goal to become a developed nation. We have a 2070 goal to become net zero. But then life doesn't stop at 2070. Life will go on beyond that. You would have multiple goals beyond that also, to what to do with beyond net zero, what will happen, what are the opportunities, what are the challenges, and so on and so forth. In that context, the 2030 goals, the Paris Agreement, which we committed, the global community committed, that we will not let the global surface temperature to rise beyond 1.5 degrees centigrade. That, I think, how many of you know 1.5 degrees centigrade barrier? Anybody know that? Why 1.5 degrees centigrade? There is a 2 degree centigrade limit. So the point is that 1.5 degree or the 2 degrees centigrade, just for the, the experts on the dais and many of the experts, they already know, but for the students, just to inform you that there is a atmosphere, and the atmosphere has some gas composition with certain level of concentration of the gases. So there are carbon dioxide also in the atmosphere, which has a certain level of concentration. So what it is saying that the way we are emitting the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, so the concentration of the carbon in the atmosphere is reaching to a limit called 450 parts per million ppm. And if that happens, the temperature of the global surface temperature is going to arrive around 2 degrees centigrade. And if that 2 degrees centigrade global surface temperature happens, what is going to happen? That is more or less what is happening now. What has happened now is that the monsoons which comes from the Arabian Sea and the western disturbances which come from the northwest of the country, they come together. And the winds which gets trapped by Himalayas, now that is no more a barrier. They can cross the mountain and land in the Tibetan plateau. So that is, it is a just small trailer that you have seen. And I come from Himachal Pradesh, and I come from a place where there is a tremendous flood and devastation that has happened. And many of my relatives have been directly hit by those flooding and mudslide, landslide, and so on and so forth. So the challenge, I am drawing you to the power electronics and all the innovations that has to draw to that place where we will be able to at least maintain the global surface temperature to 2 degrees centigrade. Why I'm saying 2 degrees centigrade is because the 1.5 degrees centigrade limit is almost breached now. For the last, from March of 2023 to I think February of 2024, for the 12 months, global surface temperature has been more than 1.5 degrees centigrade, which has never happened in history. So the challenging times, your times will be much more challenging. They were saying that, this generation will sail through, but this is your challenge. But now it seems that even our generation has a challenge that we might not survive the wrath of the nature that is, at least in the hilly areas of Himachal, Uttarakhand, and Sikkim and places. The Delhi and plains may be safer. But that is our reality. So in that context, the place I come from, the Bureau of Energy Efficiency that I represent, we do a lot of energy efficiency, conservation, awareness, and so on and so forth. We also represent in the forums where, these discussions happen. Of course, we would be encouraging, at least, for me, it is, hundreds of you are here. Many of you would be sitting, say, 20 years down the line at the places where, your discussions will be heard at the global level. And that the challenge for us is that one is that we have this global surface temperature. And all of you know that average is a very middle number, which has extremities, which, tempered together to bring average number. So there are places in the ecological hotspots where the temperature has gone beyond 3 degree, 4 degree. You would see the glaciers in the Gangotri, if anyone had visited across that. You would see even the places where I come from, we have seen glaciers just vanishing in my lifetime. So those are challenging time for us. And another number I will throw for the students to just Google and, find out and discuss and, to kind of understand what is happening is that in the atmosphere that through the carbon concentration that I was mentioning, it was 450 as a limit, but now we have reached around 420. So there is a 30 ppm space, which translates into, in terms of emissions quantity, around 500 to 1500 gigatons in totality. Now that much space is left for all of us. Now whose space is that? Is it India's space? Is it somebody else's space? So there is a carbon budget, the fair share of carbon budget. So all these discussions are going on in this context of larger. Now, as you know, when we reach to 2047, we need developmental activities, and the developmental activities has its consequences. It will emit, it will generate CO2. So how, if we generate, then do we have enough space for in the atmosphere to adjust or they accommodate such? And many other countries are, look at Africa, they have even more survival emissions that they have. So these are fundamental questions. So I feel very privileged to throw these ideas to you, and with the hope that that there would be in the actions and the deliberations from your community, so that something comes out, and that action results into the reduction in the gases or the agents that are causing the global temperature rise. And then finally that gets impact on the ground, and so that the hilly areas of the country, at least what we see, keep living the way they have been living. So with that hope, I stop for the interest of the time, but I would have loved to, speak for a long time. So thank you very much. Thank you, Professor, for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom. We are truly delighted to welcome Professor Carl James de Bono, the Dean of the Faculty of Information and Communication Technology at the University of Malta. A highly reputed academician, researcher, and administrator, Professor de Bono has been an integral part of the university since 1997, where he began his journey as a research engineer and steadily rose through various positions of leadership, including Head of Department of Communication and Computer Engineering, Deputy Dean, and since 2019, the Dean of the Faculty of ICT. His research contributions are both deep and diverse, covering RF and microwave systems, communication system modeling, resilient multimedia transmission, and multi-view video coding. His work has significantly advanced ICT education, digital innovation, and applied research not just in Malta, but across Europe and beyond. With this brief introduction, may I take this privilege to invite Sir to address the gathering. Please, Sir.
Thank you. So, good afternoon. Respected guests, fellow academics, partners from industry, researchers, PhD students, and speakers at the conference. I am sure that these 2 days have been very inspiring, where you heard a lot of new stuff, right, in the areas of control, power engineering, and automation. Right, these are areas that are showing growth and areas that are very much in need of new innovation. Right, we just heard, right, about climate change. Right, so we see how, the need, right, for better control systems, better use of power and energy, right, in order to support our climate. Well, conferences come and go, right? But the messages that come with conferences will remain with us, right? We'll keep the ideas shared here. We'll speak about them. We'll improve on them, right? We'll also build friendships, right? So conferences are not just, you don't just go to a conference to present your paper, but it's a place to collaborate, meet new colleagues, make new friends, which will be there throughout the journey of your career. Okay, so with that, Rita, I thank you for attending this conference. Thank you for the organizing committee for putting such a great program and for inviting me to this conference. Right, and I wish you good luck, right, with your work. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your address. We are deeply honored to welcome Mr. Puneet Bhatla, the Managing Director at GE Vernova and a board member at GE Power India Limited. With an illustrious career spanning more than 3 decades, Mr. Bhatla has established himself as a leader in the power and energy sector. With profound expertise in gas and steam power plants, product engineering, and strategic business leadership. Throughout his career, he has been closely associated with business management, joint ventures, and technical licensing across diverse domains, including steam, nuclear, and gas turbines. Under his leadership, GE Vernova has continued to advance the boundaries of sustainable energy solutions, playing a crucial role in India's ambitious journey towards energy transition and decarbonization. With this brief introduction, I request Sir to please address the gathering. A huge round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you all. First of all, I would like to ask for an apologies because I was to come yesterday, but somehow, as the business says, board meetings are at the top of everything. So something urgent came and we had to sit for a board meeting to take some important decisions. And I came here because I wanted to be with you. When I met Professor Tiwari, I met Professor Sinha and Professor Pandey. When they talked about you, I was really thrilled to be with you. And it has been said by two professors, by all the three professors rather, that it is not the end, the journey will start now. So I'm glad that I didn't come yesterday. I'm at that point of time when the journey is going to start. So before getting into my formal speech and all those stuffs, I would like to say that all these researchers who are sitting over here, academia who are sitting over there, you actually enable the business. And I'll use an Hindi term, maybe I'll then put it in English also. हम सपनों के सौदागर होते हैं. We are from a business, we sell the dreams, and those dreams come true by the efforts which you people from the research and academia give to us. So the credit goes for all the business back to you. And I wanted to really say this thing to all of you, that you are the base for the industry. You are actually the pillar of the industry. So feel proud for that. And I remember 35 years back, I used to sit on that side of the dais where you guys are sitting. And I was always aspiring, can I get into this, on this side of the dais? So you will also get the time to reach over here, be patient, give yourself a little bit of a time. As it's always said, that to get yourself ripe, you have to give yourself a time. And this is something which I want to give today's generation an advice, that do not go for premature things. Please make the things ripe and then come to take the charge. With this, I'll give you a little bit of a background and I'll go for the formal way of doing it as everybody has done it. So distinguished guests, professors, researchers, PhD students, alumni students of this college, and my two friends. I have with me Mr. Sarik Tak and Kumar Saurabh. So they are with me. They have been working with me in GE Power India Limited. GE Power India Limited is one of the public listed company of GE Vernova. GE Vernova Ventures is an American company which ventures into all sorts of power sectors, be it hydro, thermal, gas, nuclear, wind, off-wind, on-site, off-site, electrifications, which means the transmissions, etc. And out of this, my organization, my legal entity takes care of the servicing of the thermal assets. As Dr. Ashok has said, the life is going towards the renewable. And it is true. It will happen. It is happening. But we are also very proud that we are the enablers to get this thing happen from a thermal perspective. I give you a back of the envelope calculation. To produce 100 gigawatts of a solar energy, how much embedded energy do you require? Any guess? Embedded energy means that you have to then produce the solar panels, you have to produce the transmission towers, you have to have the machines to drill the foundations, you have to have the steel. Any general guess? 3 gigawatts. Out of the back of the envelope calculation, which means to enable to reach to our vision, which our Prime Minister has given 500 gigawatts to be reached by the solar. and the renewable, we need to get these 3 gigawatt either from the solar, or we need to get our thermal power stations efficient to bring that extra 3 gigawatts at the same, from the same asset. And that's the business which we do. But at the same time, we are very much sensitive to the decarbonization, and the solutions which we are working is to reduce the NOx. We have got the solutions wherein we bring in the flexibilities. We are actually getting into the burner modifications which can use the biofuels apart from the coal as a fuel, or as a mixture of both these things. We have done a pilot at Tanda plant with NTPC, wherein we have used the fuel, and we have been quite successful. So please forgive me for one thing. I come from the business side. I may not be in a position, because I'm bound by those restrictions from the business perspective, from my organization perspective. I will not be able to give you a lot of statistics, which a researcher can very easily give, and they feel proud of that. But our hands are really, really restricted on that. So please forgive me for that. But that's the area onto which we work. We also work for Dr. Ashok would really appreciate that point, that CEA has decided that 60 gigawatts of the power stations are not to be retired. They are the candidates for the renovations and the modernizations. And this is the capability which we have got, wherein the 500 megawatt and the 200 megawatt steam turbines, we can upgrade and bring it to the level of 500 megawatt efficiencies in the heat rates, which is really, from a technical perspective, it is a big challenge which we have done so far. But nevertheless, I do not want to keep talking mostly from a GE Vernova perspective or from a JEPIL perspective, since you all are, most of you are from the age group of my own children. My son has just completed his BDS, and the elder one has completed his engineering, doing his consultancy job. So I would like to give you a little bit of a more thoughts with respect to what's going to happen, and what's my view with respect to the various other sectors apart from the energy sector to which I belong. And feel free to reach out to me anytime, or to my colleagues, in case you have any questions or any clarifications which you require, or what needs to be done. And both of them are basically from the controls background. And for me, I come from a mechanical background, but from a controls background, from an engineering perspective, is that faculty which actually integrates the complete power system for me. They know electrical, they know mechanical, they know the chemical, they integrate everything. So feel free to reach out to them. On your behalf, I am saying this thing for Sarik and Kumar, take care of that. So India's manufacturing sector is also embracing the Industry 4.0. They are deploying automation, which is again controls in one terms or the other, robotics, analytics, to what to do to boost the productivity, which actually I take it more towards the sustainability. At the end of the day, from a business perspective, productivity means how much money you save. But the other aspect is, it is basically the sustainability principle says how much you can conserve. If you conserve the money, you conserve the resources, you conserve the natural resources, and that's the basic aim of sustainability and the decarbonization. So the smart factories are those examples wherein the controls and the automation are going to play a big role moving forward. And you are the guys who would actually be working on that. As Professor has said, after a few years, you are going to be on that side, or on the side where we are sitting at this point of a time and taking the decisions and guiding the people. Similarly, if you take another area, which is the healthcare, I'm taking most of those cases which are very well connected with our common life. Again, at least I'll take the India's healthcare system. They are also now getting into the automated systems, reliable power, and the automation control is the need of the big hospitals, because that is something which is required for the life to be saved at the right time. And medical equipments. Similarly, those equipments which we are going to use in the rural areas with the automation is the area wherein the thoughts of control and automation would be coming in. Similarly, from the academia and the research perspective, I was just, before coming to this function, I was speaking to Professor, your director, and he was saying that MIT has started one good aspect, which actually I liked a lot, Dr. Saab. And I was actually asking him that, can that be made into a small module for my organization wherein I can bring that sort of aspects to my engineers who are at this point of time a little bit afraid of artificial intelligence. I have been told that MIT has started working wherein the artificial intelligence is one of the core subjects in not only in the allied areas of the artificial intelligence, but also, say, for example, mechanical, civil, and something, if I have understood it correctly, and maybe beyond that. So I was just asking him that why not you create for me 3 or 4 hours of a curriculum wherein I can really get my engineers exposed to the artificial intelligence. Because artificial intelligence is something where what I see will come, will take its shape. Not today, not tomorrow. It will take its own time. But then the younger generation, at least the ones who are working in the business, I'm talking from the business perspective, not from an academia perspective, they need to really embrace and they have to welcome artificial intelligence. They have not to fear from the artificial intelligence that it is going to take their job. Tell me how much we have so far been able to use our Microsoft Office. Apart from doing a simple typing, we have not harnessed the full energy out of that. The same thing which I want my engineers, for my team, my company members, and all the other people, that they should start embracing artificial intelligence and understand what artificial intelligence can bring to them, rather than getting frightened. Oh, this is going to take, if I bring it, tomorrow boss will say that you are not required, maybe artificial intelligence is required, and then please leave the job and give it to a machine or a robot. No, this is not going to happen. Let me tell you this way. I have got 35 years of the professional experience. I have seen that journey wherein I think my generation is one of that generation which has seen the maximum changes in the technology. We started making the drawings on the drawing boards by our own hand, by a rotary pen. And now it is all 3D. We started with landlines and now we are being monitored by mobile phones. I started my career with BHEL and NTPC. I saw those thermal power stations, Singraulis and Badarpurs of that time, and now I am seeing the ultra supercritical. Now I am seeing what Dr. Ashok Kumar was saying, that there is a demand that the ultra supercritical power should flex like a gas turbine. So things that doesn't mean that anybody's job is at stake. Rather, he has to adapt himself for his skills. And here, the artificial intelligence and the controls and the robotics will come to your rescue. So start working on this. Please take charge, since you are all from the controls background, controls faculty, take charge of this situation and start ruling the world. With this, I thank you for your time, for listening to me, and apologies again, I was to come yesterday, but nevertheless, I'm still with you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for guiding all of us. As a token of deep respect and appreciation, we now move to a very special part of the inaugural session, that is felicitation of the guests. We now take immense pride in felicitating our esteemed alumni whose journey continues to inspire generation of students. For this, may I now request all the dignitaries on the dais to come forward to felicitate our alumni. Okay. I first request Nitin Sharma to please come on the stage. A huge round of applause for our worthy alumni. Next, I request Garvit Goenka to come on the stage. A huge round of applause for Garvit Goenka. Next, we have Garvit Goenka. Thank you, Nitin. Now I request Yash Kalra to join us on stage. A huge round of applause for Yash. Now I request Cherry Singh to please join us on stage. A huge round of applause for Cherry. We are having one offline session also today. So we have been joined with some paper presenters offline. I request Vyom Srivastav to come on stage for receiving his certificate for presenting a paper titled Comparison of AI Models for Traffic Prediction Under Real Driving Conditions. Vyom, are you here? Next paper presenter is by NB Mohammad Razeen from VIT Vellore, India. His paper title is Comparative Analysis of Panoptic Segmentation Models. Next, we have Priya Devi. These are yes, please. Priya Devi from AKGEC for presenting a paper titled Performance Improvement of PV System Arrangements. Next, we have Arlene Kaur from AISST Amity University for the paper titled Intelligent of Estimation of Longitudinal Derivatives. Now I request Manya Lal of GBU Greater Noida to please come forward for his paper titled Design and Analysis of Optimal AGC Regulator for Multi-Area Power System. At Amity University, it is our cherished tradition to honor our distinguished guest with a memento and a Tulsi sapling symbolizing warmth and gratitude. So I request sir to please present a memento and sapling to our guest of honor, Dr. Ashok Kumar, Deputy Director General, Bureau of Energy Efficiency, Ministry of Power, New Delhi, India. A huge round of applause for sir. Thank you, sir, for gracing the occasion with your esteemed presence. Now I request sir again to kindly present a memento and sapling to our next guest of honor, Professor Carl James Debuno, Dean Faculty of Information and Communication Technology, University of Malta. Thank you, sir, for joining us today. A huge round of applause for sir. A huge round of applause for sir. Thank you, sir. I once again request sir to please present a memento and sapling to Shri Puneet Bhatla, Managing Director, GE Power India Limited. Thank you, sir, for joining us today. A huge round of applause for sir. Thank you, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, now comes one of the most awaited moments of the conference, the Best Paper Award presentation. In this year, RDCAPE 2025, we are having three themes. For first theme, Innovation for Power System Design and Sustainability, the Best Paper Award goes to paper ID 238, which is Bio-Inspired MPPT and Inverter Control for Grid-Connected SPV System. The authors are Atul Avasthi, Rachna Garg, and Priya Mahajan from Delhi Technological University, Delhi. Although they are presented it online, so we will be giving their certificate afterwards. The second theme is Advancement in Power Electronics and Control Technology. Paper ID is 279. And the title is Adaptive Modular Snake Robot. And the authors are Rahul Chaudhary and Pooja Agrawal from Defense Institute of Advanced Technology, Pune. Again, it is an online presentation. And for the last theme, Intelligent Computational Technology, Applications for Electrical and Allied Engineering. Paper ID is 99 and EEG is based on EEG-based user identification using time frequency spectrograms. The authors are S. Sushma, K. Mohanavelu, Jack Fredo A.R. and T. Christie Bobby. The affiliation are MS Ramaiah University, Bangalore, DRDO Bangalore, and Indian Institute of Technology, BHU Varanasi. So they have also presented in an online mode wherein the certificates will be sent to them after the conference. With this, we come to an end of this conference. I wish you all the best and thank you. Before we formally close the conference, let me, on behalf of Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Amity School of Engineering and Technology, take the privilege to extend the vote of thanks for this momentous occasion. First and foremost, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to our Honorable Founder President, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan Sir, and our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Atul Chauhan Sir, for their visionary leadership and blessings. My heartfelt thanks to our Chief Patron, Professor Dr. Balwinder Shukla, Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Uttar Pradesh, for her inspiring words and constant encouragement. I extend our sincere gratitude to Professor Dr. W. Selvamurthy, President STIF, for his insightful and futuristic address and for being a constant pillar of support. We are very thankful to all our guests of honors whose presence and enlightening words have added immense value to this conference and inspired every participant. I also take this opportunity to thank our co-patron, Professor Dr. K.M. Soni and Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar Pandey, sir, for their continuous guidance and support in making RDCAPE 2025 a reality. My sincere thanks also goes to all our faculty colleagues, research scholars, student volunteers, technical team, Amity staff, who have worked tirelessly behind the scene to ensure the seamless execution of this conference. Finally, I thank each and every participant, academician, researcher, and delegates for your gracious presence. Your active involvement will make this two-day conference a success in a true sense. Finally, if by chance I have missed mentioning any name, I sincerely apologize and extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and everyone who contributed to the success of this event. With these words, I once again thank you all and request the dignitaries and delegate to please proceed for high tea in the backside of I2 Moot Court. Thank you all for your gracious presence. Before we close the event, I request all the dignitaries to please come forward for a group photograph. I request all our guests also and HODs to please join us for a group photograph.
HODs are also requested to come forward, please.
I request the alumni also to join us for a group photograph. All faculty members, HODs, please join us for a group photograph. Background.
हाँ आज तक आप आगे हो
बसंत सर आजे